Before we start, I'd like to make sure everyone's signed in for this meeting in the back entrance of the room. If you've not, please do so because it must be on the record. I'm Robert Tanner. The other board members tonight are Richard Hoke and Charles Fott. I'm going to designate them both as voting members for this evening as their alternates. I'll introduce the following members. We have Matthew Puz, Zoning and Development Officer, Julie Maggio, Assistant Zoning and Development Officer, Jeremy Toman, Board Solicitor, Tamara Doxey, Court Reporter. After the presentation by the appellant, the board will hear from those in question of the appeal, those in favor and those opposed. Any documents or evidence that's presented must be kept for a period of 60 days for our records. And after all the presentations are made, the board will recess. We'll then reconvene and make our decisions. The board has 45 days to render a decision, but they're usually made this evening. If you do not care to wait for the decision, you may call the zoning office in the morning after 8:30 a.m. I'd now ask that everyone please stand to be sworn in. Yep. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please answer, I do. Thank you. We have two appeals for this evening. First one is going to be appeal number 25-25, Timothy Pagano, for property located at 1842 Zimmerly Road, seeking a density variance to construct a dwelling duplex in the R2 low density residential district. If you'd please come up, state your name and address, and tell us about your request.
So my name is Timothy Pagano. I live at 311 Mohawk Drive in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I am here tonight to present information in support of my requested variance for the property I'm purchasing at 1842 Zimmerly Road. The property is currently zoned R2 per the 2022 zoning ordinance change. Two-family dwellings are permitted use in R2. Yes, sorry. But unfortunately, the current parcel lacks adequate lot square footage to meet the zoning ordinance requirement for a two-family home. So due to the ordinance square footage requirements, a variance is needed to make that lot buildable, otherwise it is not buildable. On my application, I'm requesting a relief variance for zoning ordinance section 145-16G related to minimum lot area. The submitted variance application included a sketch showing the proposed building in relation to the property lines, existing garage, and Zimmerly Road. The zoning hearing board is authorized to vary from strict application of any requirement if strict application would deprive me of reasonable use of this land. So for purposes of this meeting, I will go through the 5 variance criteria. Number 1, the criteria of this property has unique physical conditions. The subject property is in an existing lot R2 district. The lot square footage is 9,680 square feet. Due to the zoning ordinance requirements, this lot must be 10,890 square feet to allow for a duplex. The unique conditions is that the lot size preceded the zoning ordinance change in 2022 is now unbuildable unless a dimension variance is granted. The second criteria is that because of the physical conditions of these lots, there is no possibility the property can be developed in strict conformity with the ordinance for reasonable use of the property. Because of the existing lot square footage, the property cannot be developed if strict conformity with the current zoning ordinance. The next criteria is such that hardship has not been created by the appellant. The 2022 zoning ordinance change requires the minimum lot size for a duplex to be higher than its current lot size. As a result, it renders the parcel unbuildable without variance relief. The change in the zoning ordinance is what presents the hardship, and therefore the hardship was not caused by myself. The fourth criteria is that the variance, if authorized, will not alter the character of the district, nor impair use of the adjacent properties, nor affect the public welfare. The building will be an improvement to the property, and my proposed two-family dwelling use is permitted in R2 and will not alter the existing characteristics of the neighborhood. The final criteria is that the variance, if authorized, will represent minimum variance that will afford relief and will represent the least modification possible of the regulation in issue. My variance request is the minimum variances to afford relief. Thank you, and I look forward to your approval.
Okay. So Matt, just to confirm, excuse me, this is zoned R2, which does allow for a duplex.
Correct.
So the only issue, as it's stated here, is that the lot size is 1,210 square feet too small to allow, so it's allowed by zoning, but not by square footage area.
Correct, correct. The density or the maximum units per lot is the issue at hand.
Okay.
I think it
And,
was-
you know, as far as the usability of the property, what other use, are there any uses on an R2 lot that would fit with that lot size?
A single-family detached dwelling would be permitted.
So that would be the limit.
Correct.
And is it true that before the zoning update, was the square footage requirement not in place, or was it different?
I believe before the zoning update, that area was classified R1 single-family residential.
Okay. So the township's overall desire is that, hey, this works for R2. There's just a glitch in the size that would allow it for that lot.
Correct.
Do you have any questions?
I didn't follow that question, what he answered, and I didn't understand.
It's this is R2, which allows
So
single-story
before-
duplex.
You said something about before,
It was R1 before, which is single-family detached.
They rezoned the area.
They rezoned it to R2, which now allows multi.
would this have made it in the old?
No,
I have no questions.
okay,
Me either.
okay. Jeremy?
Do you know, are there other duplexes in the neighborhood?
Yes, I believe there's one across the street, and then there's either a 3 or a 4 unit, just maybe an eighth of a mile down the street.
Okay.
Those are just very obvious to the eye. I'm not sure if any of the other ones.
The lot size, though,
Sorry,
with the same, you're asking with the same lot size, you mean?
I'm just curious if there's
In-
other duplexes. I
there,
mean,
there is it's either a 3 or a 4 unit, just kind of behind the CVS closer to Peach, that is brand new. And I believe there's a duplex or a threeplex. It looks kind of like a single-family home, but right across the street.
And I'm assuming that those are on larger lot sizes than yours.
Maybe a little bit larger, but I'm not sure what the exact square footage is, so I can't speak to that, but it's not, anything.
Now, your current lot, that consists of what, 2 lots? 2 of the original, I guess, proposed lots in the subdivision, is that correct?
It's
80
it's
80
one
feet.
lot.
Well, I understand it's one tax parcel. But at one point in time, I guess, it was 2 lots. It looks like, I mean, I'm looking at the exhibits in the packet.
It's this,
That could be
this one.
correct. Yeah, that could be.
Well, to your point, it's the same thing on lot number 24 and 25. You see the dash, the old
Right.
property line that runs through it. So that's a duplex there as well.
And then, had it not be consolidated into 2 lot, or into a single lot, it could be 2 lots that could be developed with 2 single-family dwellings on it. Is that right, Matt?
It's only 80 feet wide, so.
This is a duplex?
I'm sorry, I missed the,
If
if they're existing.
I guess, in that subdivision, this was, I guess, originally considered 2 lots, correct?
correct. It looks like lot 29 and 30 of the original subdivision.
And those individual lots could have been developed with 2 single-family homes.
Correct. You mean by 2?
Right.
One on each lot?
One on each lot.
Okay,
yeah.
that's, yeah, sorry, I misheard the original question. I wanted
Yeah.
to make sure
Yeah.
it's
And
clarified.
But it has been combined into one 80-foot lot.
Correct.
You could not subdivide it into 2 40-foot lots and build a home on each. That doesn't meet the minimums.
I would have to look into that one further.
Yeah.
Generally, since the minimum lot size in the R2 district's 5,000 square feet, you'd be short the 5,000 square feet, but the supervisors could grant a modification to create a lot smaller than what's permitted.
Yeah, just curious about that. Okay, Jeremy, anything else for him? I don't have anything else for you at this time, but we might.
Okay,
You know, we're going to open it up to the audience.
thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who would like to come up and speak on this? Yes, please come on up.
Hi, my name is Kathy Bliley. I live at 1824 Zimmerly Road, and I've lived there for 33 years. When I moved there, it was a quiet neighborhood to raise my 3 children, which I did. But over the past probably 5 years, that neighborhood has changed so much with, well, probably a little longer than that. Once they built those apartments up by Lecom, that's now a throughway for everybody to go to Lecom and Mill Creek Community. Dr. Sylvia owns a lot of the properties there. The property that he's talking about across the street that is apartments, it was a duplex that used to be a Sarah Reed home. She bought that property. She turned it into, I think there's three apartments in there now. She also, down by Rite Aid, tore down 2 single-family dwellings that she used to rent out and put that apartment in down there. Part of the problem is the traffic on that street is horrendous. Right there at West and Zimmerly, it's a 3-way stop, but you can't see like one way. That property that he wants to build on is like right next to the corner house. There's really not a whole lot of space. And it's now going to be competing with the apartment across the street now. And she's also working on a house right next to the place that she put 3 apartments in. I don't know if she's turning that into a duplex. They're still working on that. They tore down trees. They dug up, stuff in the backyard and everything. One of the biggest problems in that area is the sewer drainage. I just took pictures of my house. I'm the only house on the street that still has a ditch because everybody else covered theirs up. And all the water fills up into my ditch, into my basement. I've been working like a dog trying to keep it dry down there. And I've talked to Mill Creek about it numerous times. They came out one time and they dug the ditch deeper. And then they also dug out my neighbor's, he goes and puts stone that blocks the drainage. And there's a house a couple doors down from me that there's such a water reservoir, and when it rains down there, that the lady that just moved 2 doors down, ducks used to swim in her backyard. That's how bad the drainage is down there. And something would have to be done with that, in order to, be able to have drainage for a whole nother, 2 properties. But it's more of a safety issue now. The intersection at Perkins and Zimmerly Road is like a death trap. There's more accident. You can ask the Mill Creek Police. Even for the ones that they show up for, there's tons of other ones that they don't even have to show up for. But somebody's gonna end up getting killed there. And I just don't think we need more, traffic in that area. Especially, I don't know how it's gonna be. Dr. Sylvia owns a lot of properties on Ellsworth that she rents to her students. And at the end of the school year, I know that's not Mill Creek, but at the end of the school year, it's amazing that these future doctors, the way that they leave that street, they just put their junk at the curb, they leave. Is that gonna be what happens here? Is it gonna be rented to the students? She used to rent these or have the residents live in these houses. And I don't know where she's having them now. We also across the street used to have 2 of the houses were for rehab places, but now that she owns a lot of the rehab places, she sends them there, and those are now being rented out just by individuals, which is fine because she still takes good care of those. But it's just the whole neighborhood has changed, and it's just you can't raise a kid on a family on that street anymore. And the house next door to me just went up for sale, and that's the one that has the ditch blocked off. And like I said, whenever I had called, all they did is came and dug the stones out of his ditch. They didn't fix the ditches. They didn't fix the drainage in the area. So I would hope that somebody would take that into consideration. And, you know, for the people who have been there, living there, you know, forever, you know, I'd appreciate if you could take that into consideration.
So what's your stance on this? Just to make it clear.
I'm against it.
Okay,
I
'cause-
think if it was a single-family dwelling, that's one thing. But
Because in theory, it could be two, like we said, it could be two single-family dwellings.
see, I don't understand how that's 80 feet across, because I'm the only one on that street that has a double lot. And I only know that because the woman who used to own all that land lived in the house that I live in. And that house just had a mobile home on it. And for the
You come up
longest
here?
time.
You mind coming up here and show me exactly where you're at? So he's talking about what's lots 29 and 30, okay? So there's a garage here existing, and this was the mobile home. So it's this whole stretch here is where they're talking about. Where are you located at?
I'm right here, I'm on, well, I was probably 1824. Yeah, you only have 1824. Yeah, here, 8 across.
So you live in a duplex too?
No.
No, it's a single family?
It's a single family, but the woman who owned all this land had a double lot.
Okay. So they have the same width as you have. They have a double lot of 80 feet.
Then I didn't realize that this garage was,
Yes.
I mean, but even here, this is 120 feet. This is all trees here. This is the four-way stop. I mean, it's like a death trap,
Yeah.
you know, with the traffic problem.
Okay. If I could have you go back to the microphone just so people can hear you, no problem. It sounds as though some of the issues are some code enforcement issues, some concerns with streets department, things like that, that aren't necessarily either resolved or exacerbated either way by this duplex going there. If there's
Correct.
trees that are blocking a clear sight triangle, that's an issue that, out of our purview, but something that certainly can be reported to those authorities, that those are things that seem like they need to be resolved regardless of this. From this standpoint, like I said, it could be two separate single-family homes, which ends up being the same.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna end up being just like what Dr. Sylvia did right by Rite Aid. She just put parking, and somebody told me that was a 6-unit place that she put in, and that there was parking in the back for the upstairs, parking in the front for the downstairs. And
I don't know.
there's like no garages or anything. Their cars are like, 10 feet from the street, because, that's how she does her off-street parking.
Okay.
But, when did they change the zoning in there? From, you said to, what is it, from 1 to 2?
It would have been in 2022.
Oh, because I don't remember getting anything regarding that. Do they just do that automatically?
No, there was a long series of process that was publicly advertised and everything. I mean, we didn't do it, but
But as
it was
old
a long
people that don't know how to
process.
use computers.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, us old people that don't know how to use computers probably didn't.
Understandable, yeah.
Yeah, but that's my stance on it, A lot of it is, just the drainage and the traffic and, all that, and who's going to take care of it.
Point out, if this were to be approved, then he would have to go through all of that permitting and then the planning and all of those issues that would be separate and apart from us. So this is just looking at, the lot itself and the
Right.
request for a dimensional variance.
Right. Yeah,
They're stating that it is an acceptable thing by the zoning ordinance. The lot's just a touch small, the way the ordinance is written,
yeah.
so.
Oh, I understand, what
Okay.
he's saying. He just wants a variance so that he can put it on a smaller lot. Correct?
That is correct.
Right.
Yes, but it is allowed on that lot. It's just the lot is a little small for what they're asking by a percentage, so. Okay.
All
We'll
right,
take all that
thank
under
you.
advisement. Thank you. Is there anyone else? Okay.
Hi, my name's Anita Stroop. I live at 1908 Zimmerly Road. which is right where that intersection between West Street and Zimmerly
Okay.
happens. I'm familiar with the lot in question here. It is tiny. I take walks in that neighborhood very often, and the trailer that was on there was in there long ways. That's how small the width is of it. I agree with the traffic problem. If we're thinking of putting a duplex in there, parking cannot be on the street. That route is used daily by the ambulances and the fire trucks to get to Peach Street from Kearsarge. They come up West Street, turn onto Zimmerly. Any cars parked on the street there would be an impediment for like oncoming traffic and so on and so forth. And plowing is done, I must say, very regularly on that part of Zimmerly Road, just to keep it open for the emergency vehicles. And I agree too that duplexes are going up all over the place down there. The unit that my neighbor just said she thought was a 3-unit is a 6-unit. The bottom floor on the back has 4 tiny little efficiency apartments in it, and then 2 regular size that you can see from the road. They did a beautiful job updating it, but I don't understand how they're gonna get 6 different units on there. And I'm just wondering if things were considered as far as sewage, electrical, everything. And the house next to that, which she alluded to, they built a staircase connecting the 2 driveways, making one think that, okay, we had heard maybe senior living would be happening at this new place right at the corner of West and Zimmerly. So is this other house is someone going to be helping these seniors? There's nowhere for them to do laundry in this new building. And if that's the case, if it's gonna be administration for the next new building, is that even residential anymore? Is it a commercial property? And it seems like multifamily homes are going up everywhere, and the reason zoning sizes were put into consideration, I think, was to make sure there was room enough. We're running out of room on Zimmerly Road, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then the density, I think you're allowed 8 units per acre. There's 4 right along my side of the, I'm on the opposite side of the street from West and Zimmerly than this property is. It just seems like we're trying to cram a few too many people into too few spaces. And I agree with the drainage systems too. I do have a incredibly deep ditch now in front of my property, which didn't used to be that deep, but I don't know if that was to accommodate all the apartments and stuff built across from Lecom for drainage and all this and all
Sure.
that.
So
And,
basically, every site is looked at as a separate process within the township engineering department.
Right.
And they do have to take care of their own stormwater and either put
Mm-hmm.
in-ground systems, things like that. So that's accommodated for outside of the existing ditches.
Okay, but I'm against turning this into duplex. It would be great for a single-family home. I can't see how you would possibly fit 2 separate homes in that space. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
How you doing this evening? I live on 1839 West 53rd, which is a block.
Get your name, please.
Oh, Mark Walker, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I live a block north of there, which is 1839 West 53rd. The main concern I have around there right now, especially with all the building that's going on, is my personal privacy, if you will. Another thing is the drainage. I mean, where are they gonna put all this water? Is it gonna go out onto Zimmerly? Or are they planning to putting like a retaining pond, you know, somewhere behind that? So if you know how we get storms around here, you get a lot of rainwater. so it would go into there. Another thing is the traffic flow. The one lady was completely correct. I live on at 53rd there, and on a lot of occasions, you get these people coming around the corner, either be off Perkins or off West Street. From the time they hit the corner there to the time they're doing 50 miles an hour. That's zoned 25 miles an hour. And I just don't want to see that increase in traffic in that area. Another thing is, I've been living there for almost 60 years. My parents originally bought the property. I now own it. Back when they originally bought it, it was a pretty quiet neighborhood. There wasn't a lot of houses in there. But I would say over the last 5 to 7 years, it's incredible how much building is going on over there. And for one, I don't know exactly, it wasn't really brought to the attention of anyone in this audience who's going to be living in that duplex. I don't know if it's going to be LECOM students. I don't know if it's going to be senior residents like across the street, or whether basically anybody off the street can come and live there. And if that be the case, then there's a safety issue there because you don't know who's going to be buying those apartments. What I'm basically saying is I want you to vote no on this as far as a variance. I don't, like everybody else, I don't have a problem with a single residence going in there. Right now, that's what that's designated for. So I don't have a problem with that. But when you start putting all these apartment complexes and things like that in there, I got a big problem with it. So I'm just asking to vote no. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Moving on to the next appeal, 25-26. So I have to recuse myself from this case. I will, ask people to come up, but because of personal interest, I recuse myself and Jeremy as well.
I also have a conflict, so I'll be abstaining from asking questions and participating in the deliberations on this as well. But so long as everybody's agreeable, including the applicant, I plan on drafting the opinion.
Okay, so now, appeal number 25-26, Alan and Rebecca Yingling for property located at 6026 Schultz Road, seeking a height variance for a detached accessory structure in the CR Conservation Residential District.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Alan Yingling. I currently reside in Mill Creek at 1018 Copper Drive and currently building a residence at 6026 Schultz Road, which is why I'm here tonight, so thank you for your time. I'm here tonight to request a variance under the provision 145.27H, which is for accessory structures. We're currently looking at building an outbuilding that is about 5 feet over the township's height limit. I purchased a property in the summer of 2022 and had visions of where the house would go, where we would put the house, where it would be built, but the developable area of the property is limiting us to putting the house in one corner of the property. There's streams and different things that are a little bit out of my control that are forcing us to put the property where we have it built. We started building the house 13 months ago, knowing that the outbuilding was coming. At that time, we discussed possibly applying for a variance. At that point, the house is 32 feet tall. The outbuilding originally was built to match the height of the house and match the aesthetic. That would have been way over the limits, so I spent a lot of resources with local architects and the builder to come up with what I believe we're now on our 5th design to get the height down, to respect the township's codes and variances, to get it as low as I possibly can. We've actually, in this version, developed a system using a special truss system that will allow us to drop the roof line down but keep the structural integrity of the house, to ask for the most minimal variance that I can possibly request. The building is mainly going to be used as a sport court for my children. I have 3 kids that are very active, and we live in Erie, and I want to find a way to keep them moving in the wintertime, but also storage, a lot of storage and for large equipment. Due to the depth of some of the property, we're going to actually put it right next to the house. This building will actually be almost 25% shorter than the house itself. So it's actually going to come in much shorter than the house is. My goal with this property and with this house is to make sure that we match the character and all the architecture of the neighborhoods. There are structures in my area that are larger and taller than this that are detached structures, but I'm sure that what we're building will match the aesthetic of the house and add to the neighborhood and not negatively impact it. The request that I'm asking for is the minimum of what we could have came up with at 5 feet 4 inches. I don't think there's a way that I could reasonably use the property in its, with the intended uses if I do not get the variance for the building. I've spoken with a few of the neighbors who've called out to me in support when they got the letter that they are fully in support of the variance, explaining what we're looking for, and they were very supportive of it. I respectfully ask that we take a look at that provision and grant us the extra exception to make sure that we can use the building for its intended use. Thank you.
Okay. Rich, do you have any questions?
No, I do not. No.
Okay. And you recuse yourself, so I don't think there's any questions for you at this time. I'll open it up to the audience, see if anyone has any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone in the audience like to speak on this? Okay, thank you. We're going to take a brief recess, discuss these, and we'll be back. Okay, ready to call the meeting back to order? Let the record show that we reconvened at approximately 6:48. On appeal number 25-25, Timothy Pagano, do I have a motion?
Yes, I make a motion to approve it.
Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Wait,
Wait,
Oh,
which one are you doing?
I
number
approved it, I'm sorry.
25-25.
Yeah, I approved it.
The first one was for Timothy Pagano.
Pagano.
Yeah. I made a motion to approve it. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
You're looking at the.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm glad you caught it.
I make a motion to not, to deny that, that request. I'm sorry.
All in favor of denial?
Aye.
Aye.
So just to clarify.
So moved. It has been denied.
Clarify that appeal number 25-25 for Timothy Pagano at 1842 Zimmerly Road was denied.
Yes.
That's correct. I took them out of order, I'm sorry.
Appeal number 25-26. Is there a motion?
I move to approve.
You make a motion?
I move that we approve.
Do you make a motion?
Yeah, I can make a motion. I move to approve 25-26 as presented.
Yeah, he's moving, so.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second that motion.
I abstain. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved.